please hit that subscribe button.
Hey everybody.
Better suited to win the Stanley Cup this season. If you are new to the channel, Washington Capitals, the Boston Bruins.
Locked on and he scored! And we're live. Hey everybody. So, I really just want hockey back. I'm sure a lot of you really miss it as well and just want hockey back. But one thing that has been talked about a lot over the past few weeks is when the NHL does return, if they can return this season, how are they going to do it? What is the format going to be? Are they going to play the rest of the regular season? Are they going to jump right into the playoffs? What is this all going to look like when hockey does return, if it's able to finish out the 2019-20 season? And a lot of people have given their input, talked about what format they think is best, how they would want to do it. But I haven't really talked about it that much on this channel, so that's what I'm going to do in this video. And quite honestly, for me, I don't care how they do it. If hockey is able to come back in the NHL, if it does happen, it's going to be July and August. It's going to be over the summer. But if they are able to come back in a way that finishes out this season, gets the Stanley Cup awarded, and starts next season in a relatively timely manner, I don't care how they do it. I literally don't care. I just want hockey back in some way. And I feel like we as fans, if we get it back and are able to finish out this season somehow, are in no position to be complaining about anything or whining about formats, or literally just be thankful that it's back. Be thankful when we get to watch hockey again. Be thankful that we get to watch it again. We should be grateful that there's even hockey on TV. Inevitably there are going to be people who complain. And to those people, I would just say, shut up. You're in no position to be complaining, but we know that when it does come back, if they jump right into the playoffs and don't finish out the regular season, there's going to be people who are like, "Oh, that's not fair. You didn't finish the regular season. Why are you jumping right into the playoffs without finishing the season first?" If they don't jump right into the playoffs and play the rest of the regular season and then go into the playoffs, there's going to be people saying, "Oh, why not just jump into the playoffs? The regular season end doesn't matter. You're wasting time here." People are going to complain no matter what. If they use point percentage, people are going to complain and be like, "Oh, our team's getting screwed because we have more points and we're in a playoff spot right now, but we don't get in on point percentage." But if you don't use point percentage and you go by the current standings, people are going to say, "That's not fair. We played less games, so we didn't have the same amount, chance to get the same amount of points as these other teams. We're getting screwed." Everyone's going to find something to complain about, but they shouldn't. We're in no position to be complaining if there's any way at all that hockey comes back this year. We're in no position to be complaining. We should just be thankful and grateful that it's back and that there's actual live hockey to be played. And quite frankly, I really want it back. I hope there's a way to finish out this year. If it does happen, we know it's going to be over the summer. It's not going to be anytime soon. I think best case scenario, the league would be able to get back going by mid to end of June. That's absolute best case scenario. I think it's more likely that it would be a July and August playoffs. And then September would basically become July, and you would do all the off-season stuff in September. And then in October, you would start up training camps again, and hopefully have next season going by the beginning of November. That would be like a best-case scenario of what could realistically happen. Again, we don't know. The next 3 to 4 weeks are going to be massive, not just from a sports standpoint, but from a life standpoint, and in this country in general, and in this world, really. But certainly in North America, where we're mostly at, between U.S. and Canada, where we're mostly at with this right now, the next 3 to 4 weeks are going to be absolutely massive. If things don't go well over the next 3 to 4 weeks, I would say this season is likely getting canceled, and we might be in trouble for the starting next season too. If things could get worse, or the curve doesn't start to flatten out and things don't start to get better by the end of April, we're looking at this, being potentially impacting next season as well, even more than it already is going to with the shortened off season and stuff like that. It would be a big problem if things don't get better over the next 3 to 4 weeks. If they do get better over the next 3 to 4 weeks, which I'm sure we're all hoping for, then I do think it's a realistic possibility that at some point in either June or the beginning of July, we are able to get back to playing sports. Whether it might not have any fans, there might be no fans in the arena. They might do something similar to what the NBA is doing or thinking about doing. It's not official yet, obviously, but the NBA has been thinking about playing all the games in one place, one arena, and having no fans and just having all the teams there in that city or whatever and playing all the games there with no one watching, but at least they get the games played. That's a possibility for the NHL. It's just, they have a lot of options here, but what happens over the next 3 to 4 weeks is going to greatly determine what is possible and what is not. And I think if things go well, we could see this season get finished. I do think that's still realistic if we're able to play in July and August and play the playoffs in those 2 months. And then the players don't seem that concerned about the shortened off season. I know that's something that I thought about was, how short is this off season going to be? If you're playing through August, you literally have a 1 month off season and then it's October and you're ready to start next season. But the players, they seem open to having that shorter off season. I mean, they're basically kind of getting an off season right now. So they've seemed pretty open to being flexible here. And I do think, I don't want to see next season significantly shortened, but if you have to cut out the first month and cut it down to a 70-game season rather than an 82-game season, I'd be on board with that. What I don't want to see is it cut down to like 50 games or something like that, like we saw in 2012, 2013 with the lockout. I don't want to see next season impacted that much. If it's going to impact next season that much, then just at that point, don't finish this season, cancel it, say there's no Stanley Cup winner, the season's canceled, or the rest of the season's canceled, and just start fresh next year. But if you play 70 games next season, or even if, best case scenario, are able to get in the full 82, then that would be ideal, and then somehow finish this season as well in July and August. I think it's a real possibility, but frankly, the NHL has a lot of options here, but the point of this video is basically me saying that I don't care how they do it. If they come back, I don't care what the format is, how they do it. I will just be purely thankful that there's hockey back on TV, that games are happening again, and, that there could be, we could see playoff hockey. So, again, we're going to have to wait and see how this all works out. We don't know if this season's going to be finished or not. As of right now, it does seem like a possibility still that we could finish this season over the summer. But like I said, the next 3 to 4 weeks are going to be massively important. And what happens over the next 3 to 4 weeks as far as things getting better or things getting worse, that's going to determine whether there's any realistic possibility of this season happening or finishing. And hopefully, God forbid, hopefully this doesn't extend to the point where next season is we're in the same situation where we don't have hockey next season. That would be a disaster. That would be a long, that's still a long way out. So hopefully it doesn't come to that. I don't think it's going to come to that. I think it's going to get better before then. But, finishing this season is still very much up in the air. But basically, I am not going to complain about anything that they do if they're able to get hockey back this year. I will just be thankful and grateful to have hockey on the screen, and that's pretty much it. I don't think we as fans are in any position to be complaining about things. If hockey does return, we should just be happy that it's back and we're able to watch it, because boy, do I really, really, really want hockey back. But with that, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.